What if I told you that you're one decision away from your queen phase? That greatness doesn't require a crown, just the courage to feed yourself something better. Sounds like a fairy tale with bees, right? Well, this is your royal invitation. Stop waiting to be chosen. Choose yourself. Welcome to Positivity Perks. Let's talk about how the royal jelly of life can change everything, even if you're just now crawling out of a microwaved ramen rut. The myth of being chosen. Let's rewind to a time in my life when I believed that greatness was only for the chosen ones. You know the type. The kids who always had neat handwriting, extra credit, and some mysterious glow about them. They had it all figured out before the rest of us even knew how to spell figured. Meanwhile, I was busy turning instant noodles into a lifestyle. It wasn't just a meal, it was a daily ritual. Ramen was my spirit animal. And here's the kicker. I thought maybe I just wasn't one of the lucky ones. Like maybe the greatness lottery had happened before I showed up to the party. I'd missed the memo, the moment, the miracle. But what if the real miracle is that you don't have to be chosen at all? The Bee Revelation. It was a certain late-night bee documentary that changed everything. I wasn't searching for inspiration. Honestly, I just couldn't sleep, and the remote was across the room. What I saw blew my mind. When the queen bee dies in a hive, chaos doesn't erupt. Instead, the bees calmly choose several ordinary larvae and start feeding them royal jelly. Only one of them will transform into the next queen. Not because she was born special, because she was nurtured differently. Let that sink in. Greatness wasn't predetermined, it was grown. The fuel of transformation. What if we're all just larvae with potential? What if the only thing separating who we are from who we could become is what we're feeding ourselves? I'm not just talking about food, though I will never disrespect the power of pancakes to lift my mood. I'm talking about the mental and emotional fuel, the ideas we consume, the people we surround ourselves with, the environments we allow to shape us. If you constantly feed yourself doubt, self-criticism, and fear, what do you think will grow? Let me ask you this. What have you been feeding your potential lately? Jen's story, from Greece to greatness. Or take Jennifer. For years, she worked in a fast food kitchen, grease in her hair by 7 a.m., running shifts with teenagers more interested in TikTok than teamwork. She was invisible until someone saw something in her. A new manager showed up, gave her feedback, encouraged her, fed her some royal jelly in the form of mentorship and opportunity. She went from just getting by to running the whole location in under 2 years. Same Jen, different nourishment. She didn't change because someone gave her a throne. She changed because someone gave her a chance. Carl's story, from drifter to dad mode. Then there's Carl. He was, how do I say this nicely, professionally lost. He floated from one warehouse job to another, using his evenings to become a Call of Duty legend. And then, a baby. His daughter was the royal jelly. He started consuming purpose instead of procrastination, got HVAC certified, launched his own business. The guy went from pressing buttons to running one of the most reliable repair companies in town. Carl didn't find greatness in a boardroom. He found it in responsibility, in waking up at 5 a.m. for something bigger than himself. My story, the wall wake-up call. And then there's me. I used to say yes to everyone and everything. Need a ride at 2 a.m.? I'm your guy. Need someone to listen to your 8th breakup with the same person? Grab me a coffee. I was overextended and undernourished. And one day, I walked into a wall, literally, while texting. Metaphorically, same story. I was drained, fried, cracked at the edges. I paused. I detoxed. I started journaling. Yes, journaling. Not just for teenage poets. I found therapy. I replaced emotional junk food with mental nutrition. Boundaries, rest, purpose. That was my royal jelly. And for the first time, I wasn't living to be liked. I was living to be aligned. Why this metaphor matters. Now maybe you're wondering, okay, Bee Whisperer, what am I supposed to do with this? You're not a larva. You're not in a hive. But the truth is, the principle still stands. When life removes something or someone, a job, a title, a role, you have a choice. You can spiral or you can start feeding your future. You can choose to rebuild with purpose, with help, with patience. Mia's story, Quiet Queen Energy. Mia is a single mom of 3, works long hours at the hospital, still finds time to coach her daughter's soccer team. She doesn't post motivational quotes. She is one. She's the kind of queen who doesn't wear a crown, carries her family through every storm. No one handed her greatness. She created it. When I asked her how she does it all, she just said, "I don't wait until I feel strong. I just start moving. The strength shows up when I do." That line hit me harder than any TED Talk I've ever seen. Maybe you're not the one in need of the royal jelly right now. Maybe you're the one who has it. Mentorship, encouragement, a kind word, a job reference, a reminder that someone matters. Those things are royalty to someone trying to find their footing. The world has enough critics. What it needs is more nurturers. Ask yourself, who can I feed today? Lessons from the hive. Let's circle back to our bees. Bees are incredible creatures. They sustain ecosystems, pollinate our food, and support life, all without fanfare. They don't wait for applause, they just do the work. Sounds like a lot of you, doesn't it? Parents, grandparents, teachers, beekeepers, dreamers, builders, you're keeping the hive alive, even when no one sees it. Your turn to rise. Stop waiting for the tap on the shoulder. Stop auditioning for your own life. Start choosing to show up differently. Eat better thoughts, hang with better people, say better things to yourself, and give yourself grace. Greatness isn't overnight. It's nurtured. It's built brick by brick, belief by belief. You don't have to roar. You just have to rise. Close your eyes for just a second. Picture a hive buzzing with life, every bee moving with intention, every cell being built with care. It's not chaos, it's collaboration. Now imagine you're a part of that, because you are. You have something to build, someone to raise, a dream to nurture, a life to protect. And whether you know it or not, someone is watching you to see how it's done. What example will you give them? This is why I started Positivity Perks. Not because I have it all figured out, but because I wanted to create a hive, a place where positivity feeds people. So here's my ask. If this video stirred something in you, share it, subscribe, be the royal jelly in someone else's day. And never forget, you don't need to be chosen, you just need to be fed. Greatness doesn't come from a title. It grows from what we consume, who we serve, and how we choose to rise. Now go out there and buzz with purpose. Stay positive. Have an amazing day.